Vandaag in de laatste aflevering van Rosblues staat Johnny Winter centraal. En Johnny Winter, ja, dat is een legende. In de jaren 60 heeft hij gespeeld in Woodstock, 1969. Het grote fenomenale Woodstock. En uiteraard had je Fillmore East, diverse concerten in die periode. Oftewel, ja, Johnny Winter was iemand die zich kon meten met Jimi Hendrix en Eric Clapton. En ja, ik had het voorrecht om hem te mogen interviewen. Overigens, ik had al gelezen en gehoord, joh Jan-Willem, begin er nou niet aan, want het is de moeilijkste man om te interviewen. Nou, we hebben in ieder geval ons best gedaan. Jan C. en ik zijn in zijn trailer geweest. En dat gaan we vandaag zien in deel 3. Veel plezier.
Please put your hands together for the one, the only, the legendary, Mr. Johnny Winter. Let's hear it!
Ik zit bij de grote meneer Johnny Winter. I'm telling the viewers back home that I'm sitting against you.
Yeah.
I'm very proud that you will perform in our show and that we have this interview. Mr. Winter, the first time I saw you was on television back in 1992 in Madison Square Garden with the Bob Dylan Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And you did a tremendous Highway 61.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love Bob Dylan.
Yes, but because I actually hear you playing two songs tonight from Dylan. It's All Over Now and Highway 61.
All Over Now is not Dylan.
It's All Over Now.
No, it's not. It's not Dylan.
Oh, Baby, It's All Over Now. That's from,
yeah, that's a different. That's a different song.
After 1992, you had some problems in your life. With,
yeah.
Will you talk about it?
Yeah, I was taking antidepressants, and they really kind of messed me up.
And how do you survive
On
that?
taking them.
Yeah, but that's not easy.
They didn't kill me.
Nee, but it's
It was a vegetable for a while.
yeah. And your music, did you had the same vibes when you?
No, not at all. No, it wasn't very good then. The 90s was not a good decade for me.
And after the 90s, because the tour you now have has a lot of positive reviews on the internet. There is telling and saying Johnny Winter is back. He's always has been an enormous guitar player. How did you manage to have those difficulties back in the stage you are now?
I went to a doctor that took me off of them gradually.
Mm-hmm. And the history you have, you've played on Woodstock and Fillmore East, I guess?
Yeah,
Yes?
a lot. Fillmore East, a lot.
Which big event did you cherish?
Well, I like playing the Fillmore a lot. Bill Graham always did very interesting shows.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the East and West were a lot of fun to play.
Okay, because...
Yeah, there'll never be another place like that again.
No? It's a different decade.
Completely different, yeah.
You played also on Woodstock, and
Yeah.
I've read that you sometimes said Woodstock wasn't not my thing because there was a lot of mud.
Yeah, it was all rainy and nasty and muddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad I played there, but it was a mess. Nobody knew what was going on or who was going on when. It was everybody was all confused. Nobody knew what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mess, but I'm glad I did it.
It's history. It's history, Woodstock.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, I read an interview of you that you said the time after Woodstock, my career ended up like sky high.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays you have a new album, Roots, and there were a lot of interesting new songs on it. Further on the Road, it's number 2 from your latest CD.
Yeah.
What do you feel when you're playing that song, and why did you put it on the record?
It was one of the songs that I started playing guitar to. When I first started playing guitar, that song was out.
Really?
I can remember playing the record and trying to learn how to play it. Sitting down with my guitar and trying to learn it. And because the songs which are on your new CD is Dust My Broom also. Yeah, they were all songs that influenced me when I was first starting. That I really liked.
Yeah. And did you also had some, because there were a lot of artists which had a big influence on you.
Yeah.
Which one were those?
Well, all the artists that were on the record were influences on me.
So this is not the only CD which is called Roots?
Yeah. Because
there probably come some more albums in that kind of genre.
Oh, we could do hundreds. There are a lot of great old songs out there.
Yeah. Mr. Winter, the latest album, you have also special guests on it. Can you tell me who the special guests are?
Sonny Landreth, Derek Trucks, Susan Tedeschi, John Popper, Vince Gill, Jimmy Vivino, Warren Haynes, my brother Edgar.
He's playing also on the CD?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's played sax on Honky Tonk.
So that's a reunion.
Yeah.
Mr. Winter, the special guests, do you select them yourself?
Oh, Paul did. Paul pretty much found them.
Your manager.
Right.
Okay, we'll see him later in the show, Paul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, are you confident with the product it is now?
Oh, yeah, I was happy with it.
So, when I told you asked you sooner, this is not the only Roots CD you will bring out.
If this one works as good as it's working so far, we'll definitely do another one.
Okay. Last few questions, if you don't mind. How do you feel when the viewers and the criticism are so positive on the latest tour?
Oh, it's been real nice. Really nice.
Yes, because you were and you are a superstar, and then in the times when the viewers and the audience were not into Johnny Winter again, how is it possible to have them all back again? Because everyone is writing and saying Johnny Winter, he's back again, and the latest album had very good reviews.
No, that's really nice. I'm always happy to hear that.
Oh, well, it is, Mr. Winter, it is. So tonight you're gonna play the end of the Rosblues.
Yeah.
The last 2 songs. Why do you play those songs?
Oh, we always end up with Highway 61 because it's one of my most popular songs, so we like to end with it.
Okay.
And I always end up playing with the 2 slide songs.
Yeah.
At the end.
It's nice that you end with Highway 61 because it's the first time I saw you playing it in 1992.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm very happy you're playing that song again.
Oh, we had to do it. People would not be happy if I didn't do Highway 61.
Okay. Well, Mr. Winter, thank you very much for having this interview. And I really enjoy the show.
Oh,
so I know for sure. Thank you very much. I'm going to give you a hand.
Yes.
And
I hope to see you again.
All right, great.
Okay, thanks.
Baby used to stay out all night long. She made me cry, she done me wrong. Both eyes open, that's no lie. They both sit there, now it's just right. I used to love her, but it's all over now. I used to love her, but it's all over now. Run around, every man in town. Took all my money in a high price game. She put me out in one that day I cried. They don't set her now we're searching the grind. I used to love her, but it's all over now. I used to love her, but it's all over now.
Johnny Winters, Paul.
And guitarist.
And guitarist, a very good guitarist.
Thanks.
Paul, we've spoken before with Johnny Winter, but you had a big influence on the recovering of Johnny.
Well, Johnny's been an idol of mine for years, as he is of many guitar players. So when I started working for him, I started off playing. I played on his I'm a Blues Man record, and then a friendship developed, and I saw that there was problems with his management, so he asked me to join on like 5 years ago. I've been with Johnny for about 8 years total now. And then I'm on his, I know he mentioned his new record. I'm on the record Roots, and I produced that. Yeah.
You're also the producer.
Yeah, but it's an honor, a privilege to play with him. And yes, he is getting a lot healthier. And we worked together to get him off a lot of the stuff. And now he's completely clean of all the demons.
Yeah, well, you can say that.
As you saw in the performance, yeah, he's really coming up to bat and playing well.
You also saw it on the audience, eh? They were exciting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. Well, he's got the new record out. There's a lot of press about that. There's a lot of press about him getting healthier. A lot of his older fans, you know, saw problems in the 90s or whatever, but now they see, so they're part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was telling you earlier, there's not too many blues of that stature, blues artists left. Yeah, BB, Johnny, Buddy, but real purist blues guys. So they know this is important. I mean, he's like our living Hendrix.
Well, it is.
He is.
Hendrix, Bloomfield.
Exactly. So you know, he's a part of history. He's an icon. He's established himself, and his singing is better than ever. His playing's better. And it's just a pleasure to play back to back with him.
And he owes it up to you, because you're the one who.
Yeah.
Put him back on earth.
It's been a rough road to get him through that, because you know you come to these barriers where you don't think you can go any farther, and you have to have a trust in somebody that's saying, look, you can go further, you can do this. And I just treat it like if I was ever in that situation as a musician and I was unaware of how bad I was, because you're not aware, you know, how would I like to be treated? How would I like to have been taken care of and
well, you're taking care of, Johnny.
Yeah. Taking care of him to the point where he can go on his own.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So it really works. And now it's as you see, he's standing up and playing.
Yeah. That's 15 years ago?
Huge. He just started that this year. That's a sign that, you know,
he's getting better.
Right.
And more in shape.
Absolutely. And he's playing like he's 16. It's crazy. It's, you know, so, and we're doing a lot of shows, 100, 120 shows a year. And,
all over the world?
Yeah, all over the world, yeah. And especially with the new record with Megaforce, they're pushing it like crazy, so we're playing Japan and Moscow and...
Well, I was privileged to have Johnny on the show. And
great?
It's great. It's
he's not
tremendous.
a man of many words, but when he says it, he says it.
It all comes together.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I told him probably there will be another Roots record in the future.
Well, that's the deal. Like I said, I produced the record. The whole idea was Johnny Winter playing songs that influenced him with guests honoring Johnny. So there was a guest on each song, Warren Haynes, he said, Jimmy Vivino, all those guys. But each song was one song by an artist that influenced him, that he really learned and listened to, played in wherever, high school or whatever, the specific songs. And we had so much material that there were extra songs left, and we're going to go back in and record. So yeah. This could go on, like he said, for quite some time. Roots 1, Roots 2. So, like he said, let's see how this does. And it's doing really well.
Yeah, and a good press.
Yeah, so that's nice. And it's different, because it's not like the artists were brought on there to help the record. They all came to play good songs.
Yeah.
And it's doing really well. And each one was handpicked for their style to fit that song.
Yeah.
Like Vince Gill on Maybelline, that country sound, or Sonny Landreth on Slide on T-Bone Shuffle.
Yeah.
Even his brother, like he says, playing Honky Tonk. And they used to do that in high school, at high school dances, that song. So it was like going down memory.
Back to the beginning of the end of the beginning.
Exactly. And as a band, Scott, the bass, Vito, and myself, we went back and I made sure that we learned the original versions of the songs, the real traditional versions.
Yeah.
Then we learned the second generation of those same songs. So then we had two bases of the same song to compare. Then we went to Johnny after we rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed, because we had to figure out endings, middles, beginnings, certain lengths to incorporate the new musicians that were coming in. And as we learned that, we as musicians learned more about playing that traditional way, and we're able to see back to how Johnny got to where he was.
Well, as I told our viewers from Boston television, don't forget, Paul. The record is the record is out now, Roots, and it's a tremendous album, so buy it, and we'll hope Roots 2 will come along.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having you in the show.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show. You had a good time, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
And I'm proud to have you in our show.
Thanks, buddy.
As well.
Okay, cool.
Ciao, much obliged. Eh?
Okay.
John, Rinus, ik neem aan dat jullie heel tevreden zijn en trots zijn.
Zeker weten. Het is een goede editie geweest.
Ja, zonder enige trubbels, het was gewoon strak.
Heel strak. Ja, het was echt mooi. Het is geweldig. Ja.
Nou valt er iets van je af en je denkt, zit erop.
Je wil niet weten hoe zenuwachtig ik was.
Er is niks gebeurd, dus...
Nee, het is allemaal goed gegaan. Ja, gelukkig wel. De mensen zijn allemaal tevreden in huis. Dus,
ja, en volle bak.
Ja, volle bak. Ja.
Dus, meneer Rinus, volgend jaar de 8e editie dan.
Dat zit er wel in natuurlijk. Ja, nee, het is perfect verlopen. Maar dat doen wij natuurlijk niet alleen. We hebben een groep vrijwilligers die ieder jaar bij ons is. En die moeten daar ook dankbaar voor zijn. Ja, ik heb een paar gekneusde ribben. Ik heb niet veel kunnen doen, maar ik heb toch te veel gedaan, maar dat voel ik. Ja, natuurlijk ook het management van de catering en het personeel. En die zetten zich ook geweldig in op zo'n dag. Dat is toch een hoop werk hoor, dat moet je niet onderschatten. Dus ja, het was een topeditie.
Ja, alle artiesten die we vandaag mochten spreken, waren allemaal lyrisch over de organisatie. Dus die kun je vast meenemen naar 2012. Hartstikke bedankt dat we hier wederom mochten zijn.
Allemaal hartelijk dank voor het kijken. We hebben 3 afleveringen Rosblues gedaan. We hebben het met veel plezier gemaakt. Ik wil een bijzonder danken Jan Cele die de camera en de montage heeft gedaan. En de montage, dat was echt monnikenwerk. Uiteraard Dirk van de Kraancamera en Hans van ons geluidtechnicus. Hartelijk dank. De organisatie wil ik graag bedanken en alle bands en artiesten waar we de interviews mee hebben mogen doen. Ik hoop dat u met veel plezier heeft gekeken naar deze 3 afleveringen van Rosblues. Ik zie u graag volgende week weer terug bij een normale uitzending van In Gesprek Met. En nogmaals dank voor het kijken en graag tot volgende week.
Thank you.